In this question, we're given three lines, E, F, C, D, and A, B, and the points that they pass through. And then we're asked to sketch the lines and calculate the slopes, and then we're going to determine if they're parallel. Okay, so let's sketch the line EF. So the first point is at -3, -2. So -3 would actually be about here, right? Because each one of these ticks is 2. So -3 and then -2 would be that point right there. So that's going to be E. So -3, -2. Yeah. And then F would be at 1, 6. So over 1 up 6 would be that one. And then we will connect those with a line. Just missed it. It's harder with the pen on my computer. All right, good enough. So then next, let's get another color here. So now the lines, so C now, so that's going to be a -1 and then -3 would be about there. So that would be C, -1, -3. And then D was at 1, 7, so 1. And then 7 would be actually right up by F there. It's a little awkward, but make it work. So D, 1, 7. Hopefully that doesn't confuse us. All right, and then I'm going to grab one more color. So now -3, 8. So -3 and then up to 8. And then B would be at -5, 2. So -5 and then 2. And you guys with your rulers should probably be able to do a better job. Ruler or straight edge, doesn't actually have to be a ruler. Okay, so looking at these lines, we're asked if they are parallel. Now, I could tell that the red line and the purple line definitely aren't parallel with each other. They actually cross, right? So I can see them crossing, so they're not going to be parallel. But maybe the red line and the green line are parallel, or maybe the green line and the purple line, like they're close enough. I did a pretty bad job with making my lines straight, so maybe they're closer than we think. All right, so let's actually just figure out the slopes of these guys. So you can do this a couple ways, right? We'll put it into the equation. Now that we have it sketched, you could make like a little triangle out of this and figure out your rise and run. That would work too. Since we're actually given these points, and let's say if the question didn't actually involve you sketching it, we could just plug these into our equation, right? Our slope equation. So let's do that. So let's find the slope of the first one. So maybe I'll get a different color. Let's do black for all of these. So now we'll say the slope of, and I'm going to put EF just down in the bottom. And that's like a subscript. It just reminds me of talking about the slope of EF is equal to. And then it's y1 or y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So let's label these if you like. This would be like x1, y1, x2, y2. So in this case, y2 would be 6 minus, so y2 minus y1, so then minus -2 over, and then it's x2 minus x1. So x2 was -1 minus, and then x1 was -3. So on the top here, we've got 6 minus negative, so that's the same as plus. So 6 plus 2 would be 8. And now on the bottom here, I've got -1 minus a negative, so that's really like -1 plus 3, so that's like 2. So in the end, this is 4 over 1, or just 4. So that's the slope of EF. All right, put a box around that because we need that. Now let's look at the slope of CD. So CD was, so Y2 was 7. Y1 was -3, so minus -3 over X2 was 1. Right, just looking at this guy. And then X1 was -1, so minus -1. So this would become, so this is like 7 plus 3, which is 10, over, and then 1 plus 1 would be 2. So this would be 5. So before we go any further, are these guys parallel? Well, no, they're not. They've got different slopes, right? So let's just do the last one now. So now we've got slope of AB. So the last one here, so Y2 was that, so -2. So -2 minus, and then Y1 was 8. So -2 minus 8 over, and then -5 minus -3. All right, so the top here, so slope AB would be -2 minus 8 is -10 over -5 plus 3 is -2. So negative divided by a negative becomes positive, so we get M slope of AB is equal to positive 5. 5 over 1 if you like, but just 5. So that looks like line AB. So AB, oh, I never did plot that point, sorry, with B. So this line, the green line, and CD, so the red line, those lines actually are parallel. Didn't really look at it by the way I drew my line, but I definitely got off with my line. We'll say that was on purpose, just to make it so you actually had to do the calculations there instead.